You have the power to choose happiness right now, no matter what your situation looks like. And you don't have to wait until you find the perfect job or find the perfect man or lose the weight in order to feel happy. You get to feel happy now. You get to feel happy now. How many times have you thought about quitting your job and starting a new life? Hey, I'm Lindsay, the girl who actually did that. And now I'm on a mission to change the 9-to-5 narrative that dreading Monday and working for the weekend is normal and acceptable. My goal is to help you see your potential beyond your credentials, gain clarity on what it means to live life on your own terms, and build the confidence to go after your dream career. I'm here to prove to you that it's possible for you to do work you love, make a positive impact on the world, make even more money than you're making right now, and live a deeply fulfilling life. So let's dive in. Hello, my friend. Happy Monday. Before we dive into the episode today, just a reminder, if you are someone who is dreaming of working for yourself someday, or even if you've already started your business, started your side hustle, but you're not seeing the results you want and you are feeling the imposter syndrome, you're feeling the self-doubt, you're feeling the fear of the unknown, fear of not making enough money, fear of what people are going to think, maybe your family doesn't support you. If you have not already, make sure you join my free 5-day challenge that I am hosting next week. We start next Monday, the 23rd, and we are going to drop all the mental drama. We're going to drop the self-doubt. We're going to drop the money struggles, the fear of judgment, all of it, so that you can launch your business and show up with confidence. So you can click the link in the show notes or go to lindsayhanson.com/challenge to join, and let's dive in. So today we're talking about something that is so important, and that is how to find happiness while you are still in a job you hate, right? So maybe you can't quit your job right now for whatever reason. Maybe you started your side hustle and you're working on building up your business on the side. You're still working in a job that you don't love full time. Whatever the situation is, how can you find happiness exactly where you're at right now? And today I'm gonna do something really annoying. I'm going to ask you to take responsibility for your emotions, okay? I was doing a training on this last week, and one of the girls in the training commented, and she was like, I hate when I'm forced to take responsibility for my emotions and my thoughts. And I'm like, girl, I feel you. Like, our ego doesn't want to take responsibility. Our ego wants to blame everything outside of ourselves for why we're feeling the way we're feeling, right? I feel like shit because my job sucks and my work environment is toxic and my boss is evil and everything is stressful and therefore I feel like shit. But the truth is, as we have learned, your circumstances don't determine how you feel. Your thoughts do. And it's all about your perspective and it's all about your mindset and it's all about the thoughts that you are having, and you are in control of that. So therefore, you are in control of your emotions, but as long as you don't take back that power and take back that responsibility over how you feel, you're going to just be a victim of your circumstance and you're going to just continue feeling miserable and continue searching for something outside of you to make you happy, but that's not how it works. And I like to call this the happiness trap. So we always tend to think that once something happens, once we get to another place, right? Once we quit our job, once we're in our dream job, once we lose the weight, once we find the right relationship, once we are in our dream house, once we have more money, once we move to the place we want to live in, like whatever it is, we always think once the thing happens, then I'll be happy, then I'll feel happy, then I'll feel fulfilled, then I get to be happy, right? But the truth is, you get to be happy right now. And we can fall into this trap and this endless cycle of searching for happiness outside of us and waiting to feel happy until our situation changes. And it just sounds like a whole bunch of unnecessary misery. So I want to teach you how to break that cycle. And something else that I think is really important to point out is you can be happy. You can be happy in your current job and still want to change, right? Still want to quit your job and do something else. And this applies to anything. You can be happy with where you're living and still want to move somewhere new. You can be happy in your relationship and still want to end that relationship and date someone else or be single. Like, you're allowed to be happy where you're at, but still want something different. And I think we have this idea that if we change something, it has to be because it is making us unhappy or that there's some sort of problem. And I think it's based in this idea that if we're happy, we should just be grateful, right? We should just be grateful that we have a good, stable job that pays us well and has great benefits. And we should just be grateful for that and not want to change it. And so there's this idea that if we're happy where we are right now, then wanting to change our situation would make us ungrateful and unappreciative. But that's not true. It does not have to be that way. And then I think, if that's a belief that you're holding on to, then of course you're not going to let yourself be happy where you're at right now, because then you're going to make it mean that you're ungrateful when you want to make a change. Does that make sense? So I want to point that out because that might be an underlying belief and story that you are holding on to. And I just am giving you permission to release that shit. Like, that is not true. You are allowed to be happy in the job you have right now and still want something different for yourself. And that does not make you ungrateful. Okay. And I actually think it's really important to get to a place where you're happy where you're at right now. Okay. Like, here's why this is so important, because you want to make a decision for your career from a place of following what you want and following what you love, not from a place of running away from something that you hate, right? And running away from something that you think is making you miserable and falling into that happiness trap of, well, once my situation changes, I'll be happy. Once I'm working less hours and I have more work-life balance, then I'll be happy. Once I leave this toxic environment, then I'll be happy. Because I've seen so many people who leave their job from that place of like, I hate it here. The environment is miserable. I don't like the people I'm working with, but once I'm in a new job, I'll be happy. And then they get into the new job and 6 months later, they feel stuck again because it's still not the job they actually want, because they didn't take the time to figure out and get clear on what they actually want. They were just running away from something that they hate, right? And you're never going to find happiness that way, because happiness was never outside of you in the first place. Happiness was never after your situation changes, after the next thing, after the next job. It was always within your control the whole time. And so I actually think it's important for you to get to a place of feeling happy in your current job, or at least a place of understanding that you could get to a place of being happy in your job. Like, we're getting a little bit meta here, but as long as you have the understanding that it's not your job that creates your happiness, that you create your happiness. And so whether you are in this job or in a different job, knowing that you can be happy either way, making a decision from that place. So for me, it was like knowing that I could choose to do the thought work, do the internal work, do the mindset work, get to a place where I'm fully happy and fulfilled as an accountant, knowing that's an option, and then knowing I could feel equally happy and fulfilled as a fitness coach. Which one do I want? Like, that's where that decision was coming from. So rather than asking yourself, what job do I think will make me happy? Ask yourself, okay, knowing I can be happy, no matter what I'm doing, what do I want? Like, what do I feel called to do? What feels aligned and abundant and expansive for me? What sounds like an experience that I want to have? Like, what sounds like more fun? Like, we think that when we're making these big, serious decisions about our career or these major life decisions, that it has to be like so serious and so well thought out, and we have to like factor in every little detail and make sure we've thought everything through. But what if it gets to be as easy as what sounds more fun? So I'm giving you permission to release all of that shit, all of those stories and pressure that you're putting on yourself and everything you're holding on to that is making you feel super stressed out and feel like shit. Okay, so how do you actually go about getting to a place of feeling happy in a job that you hate right now? So going back to the model, which I explained a few weeks ago, so go back and listen to that episode about the thought work model if you haven't yet. But from the model, we know that your circumstances don't determine your emotions, your thoughts do, right? And so the truth is, your boss isn't evil, your job isn't stressful, your work environment isn't toxic. Those are not objectively true facts. Those are your thoughts about the situation. But a lot of times we just sort of internalize that and we think that it's just objectively true that our boss is evil and that our job is just stressful. Busy season is just stressful. That's just the way it is. Our work environment is toxic. That's just the way it is. But again, I'm going to ask you to take responsibility for your emotions and your thoughts here, right? Recognize that that is your view of the situation. That is not the objective truth about what's going on. So is it ultimately true that your job is stressful, that your job has to be stressful, that busy season has to be stressful? Is that true? No, because you're in control of how you're thinking about it and how you're feeling about it and how you experience busy season, and you can choose to change your thoughts from stressful thoughts to not stressful thoughts and experience busy season in a much less stressful way. And if that's blowing your mind and confusing you, go back and listen to the episode that I did. It might have been the same episode where I went over the thought work model, but I also went in depth about work stress and how to not feel stressed out during busy season. So it really, truly is just a matter of changing the way you're thinking about it and asking yourself, how can I see this differently? How can I think about this differently? How can I react and respond to my boss differently? How can I respond to my work environment differently so that it doesn't feel so toxic, right? Because when you say things like, oh, my boss is evil, my job is just stressful, my work environment is so toxic, you're giving the circumstance the power to control your emotions. But we get to take back that power. We get to take back that control. And it's so natural and it's so much easier sometimes to allow ourselves to slip into that negative emotion and blame our situation. But as long as you're blaming something outside of you for how you feel, you're giving up your power. And I don't say that to be like derogatory and be like, why are you blaming something outside of you? Like, it's your fault you feel this way. Like, I'm not saying that to make you feel bad. I'm saying that to empower you, to help you realize that you truly have the power to decide how you want to feel. You have the power to decide how you experience your current situation. You have the power to choose happiness right now, no matter what your situation looks like. And you don't have to wait until you find the perfect job or find the perfect man or lose the weight in order to feel happy. You get to feel happy now. You get to feel happy now. So I'm going to keep this one short and sweet, and I hope that this was helpful for you and helped you to see things in a new perspective. If this is blowing your mind and you're like, okay, I understand that this is within my control, but like, how do I actually make this happen? Like, how do I actually go about changing my thoughts? And you want help applying this to your own situation, I'm going to leave a link in the show notes where you can book a free de-stress session. This is a free coaching call that you can book with me to help you apply this to your own life if you're experiencing a lot of stress at work, if you're feeling stuck in a job that you hate and you feel like you're in a toxic environment, you're in a stressful environment, and you want to take back your control, okay? So you can click the link in the show notes or go to lindsayhanson.com/destress to book a free call. All right, my love, I hope you have an amazing week. I appreciate you so much for tuning in and listening, and I just want to acknowledge you for showing up for yourself today and committing to up-leveling your life, committing to this personal development journey and applying these concepts to your life and to your mindset and to your career so that you can experience more happiness and joy and fulfillment in your life, okay? You get to be proud of yourself for that. You get to be happy now and you get to be proud of yourself now, okay? I love it. If you love this episode, I would so appreciate it if you hopped onto Apple Podcasts and left a review so that other listeners can know what they're getting themselves into and how amazing and mind-blowing all of this content is. I would also love it. I always love when you guys post a screenshot on your Instagram story and tag me and show me that you're listening. It's like my favorite thing in the whole world. I just love you and appreciate you so much. Alrighty, have an amazing Monday, have an amazing week, and I'll talk to you in the next episode. Hello, my love. If you're loving the podcast and you're currently feeling stuck in a job you hate, I have created something just for you that you can experience for free right now. I remember when I was deep in my quarter-life crisis, I would use my commute to work every morning to listen to podcasts and learn everything I could about personal development, about happiness and success, about starting a business, about marketing myself online. Like, I wanted to consume all the content and learn all the knowledge that I could about all the things. And honestly, that's a huge part of why I wanted to start this podcast for you in the first place. To give you that hit of inspiration, motivation, and knowledge every week to help you move through your own quarter-life crisis. Which is why I am so excited to share with you that I created an audio course called What to Do When You Hate Your Job. This course includes 8 short audio lessons, I'm talking under 10 minutes each, where I boil down how to navigate this time in your life into short action steps and exercises that you can do right now to get yourself out of a job you hate and start making money doing work you love. The entire course is under an hour long, but it is full of knowledge bombs. I'm telling you, you will feel so motivated and so clear on how to discover your passions and use the things you love to make money. I share insights on overcoming self-doubt and the fear of making the wrong decision, how to find happiness in a job you hate, and how to stop settling in your career and create a more fulfilling life. You can listen to my course right now with your free trial on Listenable. Listenable is an audio platform just like the one you're listening on right now, but instead of podcasts, it has short audio courses from experts on topics like career and success, personal development, productivity, health and fitness, entrepreneurship, and so much more. I'm telling you, if I knew about Listenable back in 2018, it would have been a part of my daily commute for sure. I already know you love podcasts, so I know you're going to love Listenable. The link to my course is kind of long, so I will spare you from having to hear me spell it out, but I left it right in the show notes for you. Go listen to my course, What to Do When You Hate Your Job, with your free trial on Listenable. And if you want to stick around, use code Lindsay Hanson, all one word, all lowercase, for 30% off your Listenable subscription. So one more time, you can click the link in the show notes to listen to my entire audio course with your free trial on Listenable right now.